she clearly doesn't know her stuff and should not be answering questions that she doesn't know the true answer to. Spreading information like this, saying that people can't be in a calorie deficit and gain muscle, is literally so toxic. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I just wanted to quickly say before we start that I am really sorry. It's been nearly a week since I last uploaded. I've been so busy with work, it is unbelievable. I've literally been fully booked up, so I've had literally zero time to film, let alone to edit videos. So yeah, just wanted to get that out there. I tried to use the community dashboard, but apparently you don't get that until you're at like 10,000 subs. So I couldn't even let you guys know that I wasn't going to be uploading. But anyway, I'm back and I'm going to be trying to upload as consistently as I can. I am really busy though, so if you don't hear from me for like a couple of days, then know that that's why. I just wanted to quickly film this video before I start work because I saw a post on Instagram from a fitness influencer, and I'm not going to name names because I don't want to, you know, encourage any hate towards this girl. She's lovely and her content that she shares is great. However, she shared this story the other day. Some people might know who she is based off of the picture. So basically what she's done is she's done like a poll thing on her Instagram story and people are asking her questions. Now, I don't personally know if she is a qualified personal trainer or not. But if she is, then this is really poor information to be sharing. I'm not too sure how many followers she's actually got, but whether it's 1,000 or 10,000 or 1 million, like, you just should not be spreading this information to people that look up to you, because this girl has a good body, like her figure is amazing, and obviously she's done the right thing to get there. However, she clearly doesn't know her stuff and should not be answering questions that she doesn't know the true answer to. Spreading information like this, saying that people can't be in a calorie deficit and gain muscle, is literally so toxic. Because imagine all of these people now that have seen this reply, including the person that asked the question, they're going to go ahead now and go and start a surplus diet. A lot of people do not know how to do a calorie surplus or a bulk. So many people just literally have McDonald's every day, or people will do a clean bulk but be overeating by like 500 calories. You do not need to be in a surplus of 500 calories in order to gain muscle. The difference between being a calorie deficit and a calorie surplus to gain muscle is a matter of like 50 calories. Like, that is enough. You don't need to go overboard. You do not need to be in this massive surplus in order to gain muscle mass. That's just not how it works. As long as your body has a little bit extra, that is fine. But a lot of the time, for most people anyway who have like a normal body fat percentage, you don't need to do a bulk. It's just not necessary. The way your body works is it has one little pot where it keeps all your stored fat, and then it has one little pot where it keeps all your glycogen stores from the food that you've eaten in the day. If you're not eating enough of this, it's going to reach into this to replace what you've lost. That is what stored fat is for, and that is the only way that you're actually going to lose any fat from your body. So there's no need to be going into a calorie surplus because you already have those calories there. If, for example, you're already super lean and you're like, I don't know, 6% body fat if you're a guy, maybe 15 if you're a girl, then that is the perfect time that you should be bulking to gain muscle, because it is definitely going to be more difficult for you to put on muscle mass at that weight. Bulking is for those kinds of people, not for average people like me, for example. I'm not super lean. I'm probably like 24% body fat still, and like, I'm probably going to gain more weight before quarantine's over as well. I keep eating so bad. I keep eating so much more than what I'm supposed to eat. So for people like me, bulking is just not necessary. So to tell your followers that they need to be in a calorie surplus in order to gain muscle mass, oh my God, like, that is so detrimental. Like, how many of her followers are now going to go into an uneducated bulk and gain so much weight and be so disheartened by the fitness process that they're going to hate doing it and they're never going to want to do it again, and then they're going to go off, they're going to tell all their friends how shit it was, and then more people are going to not want to get into fitness because it just sounds like a fucking hellhole. Like, this sort of shit really fucking makes me angry. Like, you have followers, you have an influence, you are sharing knowledge that is not true. Like, you've not even researched it, so just don't fucking answer the question. If you don't know the answer, you don't need to be ashamed, or you don't need to pretend like you know the answer. Just don't fucking say anything or say that you don't know. Like, it's really not fucking difficult and it really pisses me off. So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and do a video to explain how you can gain muscle in a calorie deficit and why it is possible. It's slightly more difficult than in a surplus because your body's got a ton of extra calories more readily available to build muscle in a surplus, but it is still possible to build muscle in a calorie deficit. And for the majority of people are trying to lose weight. They don't want to be in a surplus. So I'm going to tell you exactly how and why this is possible. Ran over, sorry. All right, so first things first, then you need 3 things to build muscle in general. So you need water. Muscle is like 80% water. Like, you need as much water as you can possibly drink. Try and set goals. Wake up in the morning, drink a cup of water before you have a coffee, for example. I did that this morning. And also, is water full of calories? No. So you can have water in a calorie deficit. Number 2, protein. Now, protein is one of those macros that takes more energy to break down. So it's actually quite easy to have lots and lots of protein in a calorie deficit. You can do things like decreasing your carb intake and just eating tons of protein, because I think it's 30%, if I remember correctly, that is actually burned through the digestion process of proteins like chicken, tofu, chickpeas, all that kind of stuff. The recommended amount is 1 gram per pound of body fat. And that is really easy to do in a day if you really make sure that you have like 5 different meals that are focused around protein. So for breakfast you might have eggs, you might have 3 eggs. For lunch you might have a chicken sandwich, like small pieces of bread or low carb bread, that's less calories. You might have a chicken salad, you might have chickpea soup, I don't know, all different kinds of things. I am coming out with another what I eat in a day as well, so be ready for that. It's going to be good. Lots and lots of recipes in there that are full of protein. Number 3, energy. So what you need is energy. You need food to build muscle, which is a given. Every process in your body takes energy. It uses up calories. So I've got a 4th one, and that's a stimulus. But this is obviously a given. Like, you need to be working out in order for the body to think, yes, we need this muscle here. So as I previously mentioned, eating creates energy. So eating food is what gives us energy. That's like the most basic of knowledge. And in a calorie deficit, our body reaches into our body fat stores in order to provide the extra calories that it needs to survive. So it's never going to go without calories. In a calorie deficit, because it's using the body fat stores, you will lose weight from that. It's like the whole point of having body fat stores is to use them up in a time of need, which a deficit would give the body that impression. It's not going to automatically start using protein as a source of fuel. Like, it's the most stupid, nonsensical thing to even think. Like, people genuinely believe that they're gonna break down their muscle mass from being in a calorie deficit. That will only happen if you're in a huge deficit. If you're in like a 250 calorie deficit, that is not going to happen. Your body is okay using its secondary backup source of energy. That is the whole point. It's not just gonna start reaching into a fuel like protein. Your heart is made of protein. Like, it's not gonna start using these vital functioning parts of your body to fuel itself when it's got a whole store of energy there to use first. Does not make sense. Since November last year, I have been in a calorie deficit, and I've been in a drastic calorie deficit as well, and still gained 42-inch glutes. So if the case is that you can't gain muscle in a calorie surplus, then how did I do it? I'm living proof that that is not true information. Okay, so this energy that comes from the body fat stores will then be used to build muscle. And that is just the way it is. As long as there's a stimulus there for growth, so you are weight training, you're progressively overloading, the body will grab the fuel that it needs from the fuel sources that it has, and it will use that in order to build the muscle that it needs to build. As long as your calorie deficit is not too big, as long as, you know, you've got enough energy in order to train. Like I said, you need to be training in order for this to happen. Just as long as you've got enough to train, you've got enough to feel like an actual human being, you are good. You're going to gain muscle as long as you're training. So obviously we know that building muscle in a calorie deficit is not going to be easier than building it in a surplus. But the sacrifice of gaining weight as opposed to taking longer to build muscle, like, which one would you prefer? Because when you have to diet for however long to, you know, cut back on all the fat that you've got, you are going to lose some muscle mass with that as well. So what's the point in gaining the muscle really fast or gaining it really slowly and keeping it there? instead of, because once you've gained it really slowly and you've been cutting at the same time, you don't have to be dieting then to cut back on all the fat that you've gained. Whereas in a surplus, you're going to have to do a cut and you're going to lose some of the muscle mass that you've gained anyway. So it seems like it makes more sense to me to just do it slowly and go with the process. As long as you do everything right, as long as you are eating enough protein, as long as you are drinking enough water, as long as you're training the perfect split, as long as you're doing every single thing you can possibly be doing that will help you gain muscle, you will gain muscle. It's as simple as that. Alright, so I'm glad that that's over anyway. I hope I didn't come across too angry during that video, but it honestly really just pissed me off. I actually messaged the girl and I said, you know, this information isn't right. Like, your content is great, but just don't answer questions that you don't know the answer to, because sharing stuff like that is so bad. It's really, really bad. And that is why I honestly hate the Instagram fitness community, because I just feel like they push anything that they genuinely like believe they can make a profit off or they can gain clout from. They will literally push it. And it's so stupid, because there's so many people, like back in the day, me for example, like I never used to have a clue about fitness, and I would look to these people and think, oh yeah, I'm gonna do what she's doing because she looks great. Like, that is the way that people think. That is the way that 90% of people think, unless you are that 10% that takes it upon themselves to think, hang on, I should probably research this a little bit more. And I became that 10% eventually, and now I do always research everything, because I just think people spread so many lies for no reason. Like, people will genuinely just tell lies for the sake of telling a lie. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. And if you ever have been under the impression that you can't gain muscle in a calorie deficit, then please change that mindset, because you really, really can. Like I said, I've done it before. So many people that I know have done it before, and honestly, that is the way to go. Like, you don't want to be gaining fat while you're trying to go on a weight loss journey and make your body look better. I've never believed in bulks anyway, and if you do believe and you're not convinced, go and watch some of Greg Doucette's videos. I can promise you that by the end of seeing some of his videos on like bulking and cutting, you will not believe in bulks or cuts anymore. He explains it so simply that honestly, a 4-year-old could understand it. So yeah, go and check out some of his videos if you haven't. I'm literally obsessed with him. He's amazing, and he just speaks the truth all the time, and that is exactly what I want to do. And I want to debulk these stupid Instagram influencers that share bullshit. That is me done. Rant over again. I know I keep running back into the rant, but yeah, it really, really makes me angry. So anyway, if you did enjoy this video, if you did learn anything from today's video, please don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's much appreciated. And if you want to see any more content from me, don't forget to click one of the videos on your screen, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.